I discovered my female boss had been giving all my ideas to her daughter. When I saw the pitch deck, my stomach dropped so fast I had to grab the edge of my desk. It was on the shared company drive, misfiled in a folder I only opened by accident while looking for a quarterly report. The file name meant nothing to me, but when I clicked it open and started reading, the concept, the framework, the exact phrasing I had spent 3 weeks refining, I recognized every single word, because I had written every single word. My name is Yara. I'm 29, based in Seattle, and this is the story of the year I learned that the most dangerous person in your professional life isn't always the one who looks like a threat from the beginning. My boss, Constance, was the kind of woman who made you feel chosen just by paying attention to you. Polished, sharp, the sort of senior director who commanded rooms without raising her voice. When she hired me as her creative strategist 2 years ago, she told me my ideas were exactly the kind of fresh thinking this department needed. I believed her. I worked harder than I'd ever worked anywhere, fueled by the particular ambition of someone who finally feels seen by the right person. I brought her everything: campaign concepts, brand repositioning strategies, content frameworks that took weeks of research to build properly. We had a standing Friday meeting where I'd walk her through my latest thinking, and she'd nod, push back thoughtfully, refine with me. I thought we were collaborating. I thought she was mentoring me. I didn't know she had a daughter named Petra who ran a boutique creative consultancy across town. The pitch deck I found was dated 6 weeks earlier. It had been presented, I discovered through careful, quiet research, to a mid-size retail client that Petra's consultancy had recently won. A client in exactly the space I'd built my strategy around. The concept they'd won the business with was mine. The 3-pillar framework was mine. Even the language describing the target consumer was lifted almost verbatim from a document I'd submitted internally in a memo that never went anywhere. Or so I'd thought. I didn't react immediately. I want to be clear about that because I think it matters. I didn't storm into Constance's office. I didn't send an angry email. I didn't tell anyone what I'd found. I went home and I sat with it overnight and I built a timeline. Every major idea I'd presented in the last 18 months. Every client win Petra's consultancy had posted on LinkedIn in the same period. Every internal memo that had quietly disappeared without explanation. The pattern was not subtle once I was looking for it. I requested a meeting with Constance under the pretense of discussing my upcoming performance review. I arrived with a folder. Inside was the timeline, the 2 documents side by side with highlighted parallels, and a single straightforward question I had rehearsed until it stopped shaking. I placed the documents on the desk between us and watched her face. She went very still in the way of someone whose prepared story just became irrelevant. She tried several things in quick succession. Confusion, then a gentle suggestion that ideas often develop similarly in the same industry, then something approaching an explanation about Petra needing a boost during a difficult period. Each attempted justification was smaller and less convincing than the one before it. I let her finish. Then I told her I had already scheduled a meeting with HR for the following morning. Her stillness became a different quality entirely. HR took it seriously in a way I hadn't fully allowed myself to expect. There was an investigation. Constance was quietly moved to a different division 4 weeks later. I was offered her vacated role on an interim basis, which became permanent 3 months after that. Petra's consultancy lost the retail client. Apparently the work stopped being innovative rather suddenly. I think about Constance sometimes and feel something more complicated than anger. She saw exactly how good my ideas were. She just never believed I deserved the credit for them. That part was her failure entirely. Mine was taking this long to make sure everyone else knew it too.